Hey, what is up YouTube? It is me again, Pac-Man Trolls, with another Magic the Gathering deck tech video. This is now my Mono Blue Devotion deck. Haven't made this deck video yet, but it's a pretty good deck all around. You build up your land pretty quick. You got a lot of counter spells that you can just tell the enemy to nope. And you got creatures that you can summon pretty quick, and some buff creatures that'll win you the game in the end. So let's get it started. First, we're going to go with our land base. We have 4 of these beautiful, nice cards that help out in the game. Evolving Wilds, when they sacrifice it, and you can search your library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So I have a whole play set of Evolving Wilds, which they are great to help me out and shuffle my deck and get it rolling. And then we have the regular blue land, 26 of it. There's 26 there, if you guys couldn't tell. I don't want to like spread it all out just because, well, yeah, as you guys can see, it's pretty huge. But yeah, 26 blue lands, which is more than enough, but yeah, good number to round it to, in my opinion. Let's get into the creatures. We have 2 1-drop Triton Shorestalkers. They are a 1 blue, and they cannot be blocked, and they're a 1/1. So there's 2 of them, which really useful to have in the deck in general. Gets your creatures to able to not be blocked and keep hitting them for 2 each turn. It's a great thing. We have a Defender as our next 2-drop card. 1 blue and 1 generic. Defender, 0/5. So pretty buffy Defender to have out there. We have our 3 drops. We have 2 Frostlinks, which when they enter the battlefield, tap a target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That's 1 blue mana and 2 generic. And it is a 2/2. So you get to tap one of their creatures for 2 turns, I think. 1 turn. 1 turn. But still, good thing. We have a Stealer of Secrets. 1 blue mana, 1 generic, 2 generic. When it deals combat damage to the player, draw a card, and it's a 2/2. Good card to have. I need to get more, but it's a good card to have. And another Defender we have that's a buff and a great one. 1 blue, 1/2 colorless. Defender flying, 0/6. So those are good to have in there. For our 4-drop, we have an Archaeomancer. 2 blue and 2 generic. When it enters the battlefield, return a target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And it's a 1/2. That's great for this deck because there's a lot of instants I have and a couple amount of sorceries that help me. It's a great deck to have for your instants and sorcery spells. Creatures, they're pretty good too. Here we go. For our 5 drops, actually, I have 2 Messenger Drakes, which when they enter the they're flying 3/3, 2 generic, 2 blue and 3 generic, and whenever they die, they draw a card. Those are good to have in the deck as well. We're going to have, for our 6 drops, a Glacier Crasher. 2 blue and 4 generic. This one's alright. Trample, and it can't attack unless there's a mountain on the battlefield. And it's a 5/5. So, I mean, it's an alright deck to have, or card to have in the blue deck. Especially if your opponents are using the mountain deck. But if they're not, you're kind of screwed. That's the only bad thing about it. Or you can make a target land if you have a card like that. I don't know. Sapphire Drake, 1 blue and 5 colorless. Flying. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has flying. And it's a 4/4. So those are good to boost up +1/+1 counter creatures, I guess. Our next 6-drop is a Benthic Giant. 1 blue, 5 colorless. Hexproof. So the creature cannot be targeted of spells or abilities your opponents control, and it's a 4/5. So hexproof and 4/5 for 6. It's not bad in my opinion. These 2 cards are the game winners. Kraken of the Straits. I have 2 of them. They're 2 blue mana, 5 colorless. Creatures with a power less than the number of islands you control can't block the Kraken of the Straits. And they are 6/6. These cards are what win me the game most of the time. I counter the enemy spells, so they have no defense at all, or nothing to help them. And I search my library for land, I get land out like crazy, and there's like 10 lands on the battlefield. They have to have a 10/10 in order to block it, and it's 6 damage. directly to them, pretty much. 12 if I have both out. So these are deadly cards to have in the deck. They're the game winner card in my deck of blue, and countering is a good thing to have also. One more card. Scourge of the Fleets, great card. I have the rare card of it too. 2 blue, 5 colorless, and it enters the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, return each creature your opponents control with toughness X or less to its owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control, and it's a 6/6. Well, again, build up this land like crazy in this deck. This card returns most every creature to their hand, and then they have to discard. So, brutal card to have in a blue deck. Next things up are the instants. We're going to start off with the 2-drops. I have a lot of 2-drops. Essence Scatter is our first 2-drop, a rare Essence Scatter, because it's got the, I guess, I don't know. Counter target creature spell for 1 blue and 1 generic. So counter a spell, always useful. We have our next one, Crypsis. 1 blue, 1 generic. Target creature you control gains protection from creatures your opponents control until end of turn, and untap it. Gives you protection, pretty much makes it kind of indestructible by creatures until the end of turn. We have 2 negates, which are always useful. 1 blue, 1 generic. Counter target non-creature spell. Good to have in countering non-creature spells like Sorin's Vengeance or freaking Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood. I got rid of those all weekend last weekend because my uncle uses them, and they're game-winning games. They're game-winning cards. Literally. 2 Hubris. 1 blue, 1 generic. Return target creature and all auras attached to it to their owner's hands. So, return the creature back, pretty much. Get it out of the way for a turn. Kick ass. We have 3 awesome cards. Nullifies. 2 blue, and they counter a target creature or aura spell. I believe I have 1 more. I'm probably going to add 1 more in the deck to have a full playset, so that'll keep you guys updated on that. 1 more Nullify I'll add in. Not now, but later. I'm going to have 4 of these too. Cancels. Counter target spell. 2 blue, 1 generic. I just don't have enough at the moment, so I'm going to have 4 cancels and 4 nullifies. Updated. I am going to have... These are 2 scatter arcs. 1 blue, 3 colorless. Counter target non-creature spell. Draw a card. These are questionable. I might add 2 more in and have a whole playset of these. I don't know. It's up. That's questionable, but if you guys want to add in 2 more and have a playset, that would be cool. If you guys want to make my deck. If not, thank you for watching anyway. Here we go. And then I have Aether Sprouts. 2 blue, 3 colorless. For each attacking creature, its owner puts it on the top or bottom of his or her library. So it's a good clear the board card that you put all your creatures, like however many that he's attacking with, you could just go boom, and the creatures he's attacking with go to the top or the bottom. It's up to him, but mostly the top. And they're gone pretty much. We have our sorceries now. 3-drop, 4 of the 3-drop. Divinations. These are great cards to have. 1 blue, 2 generic, draw 2 cards. Get your cards out quicker, mana out quicker, everything. Another good card to have in this deck. Distant Memories. Tap 2 blue and 2 generic. Search your library for a card, exile it, then shuffle your library. Any opponent may have you put that card into your hand. If no player does, you draw 3. So look for a good kind of card, exile it. If they don't choose to put it in your hand, you draw 3. You know? Another good card to have in the deck, Pull from the Deep. 2 blue, 2 generic. Return up to 1 target instant and 1 target sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand and exile Pull from the Deep after. So get your sorceries and your instants like cancels and negates and divinations. Very good card to have. We have our last bit of cards here. I will have 2 more of these, but I do not at the moment. Again, Encrust. 2 blue, 1 colorless. Enchanted artifact or a creature. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So it's tapped the whole game. Its abilities are useless. It's like an arrest for your blue mana. It's like an arrest for blue mana. Encrust. They're great cards. And then we have the other enchantment, Paralyzing Grasp. Kind of like your pacifism of blue mana. I'm going to have 3 more of these. 1 blue, 2 colorless. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So it can't attack, can't lock, pretty much. It's just tapped. So, yeah. That's my mono blue devotion deck, guys. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I will have more Magic the Gathering coming your way. I plan on later maybe even making a deck tech, or not a deck tech, but an unboxing video on maybe one of my fat packs I'll get in the future. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'm gonna drop a link in the description below to my Facebook page of my MTG deck techs. So if you guys want to see that too, go ahead and drop the link below. Go ahead, check it out. Like my page. I'll be posting my Magic the Gathering videos on that too, sharing it around. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Pac-Man Trolls is out. Peace.